Romania, make some motherfucking noise!
The tales of 6ix9ine and Gunna become cautionary tales of quick rise and swift collapse in the complex tapestry of hip-hop culture, where skill, controversy, and legal entanglements are interwoven. Hip-hop's culture of devotion was put to the test when Daniel Hernandez, better known by his stage name 6ix9ine, decided to collaborate with the authorities after being embroiled in a court battle over his colorful character and viral hits. In a related story, Gunna's more subdued introduction into legal issues resulted in a comparable predicament, emphasizing the intricate dance between survival, street codes, and the need for notoriety. Beyond merely determining who the greater rat could be, this investigation explores the wider ramifications of decisions taken under duress, the value of loyalty, and the long-term effects of these choices on individual legacies and the collective memory of the hip-hop community. The case of 6ix9ine. One of the most prominent legal dramas in recent hip-hop history revolved around Daniel Hernandez, also known by his stage name 6ix9ine. In November 2018, he was arrested due to his affiliation with the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods, a gang notorious for its violent practices, drug trafficking, and racketeering. 6ix9ine's future appeared dire as he faced accusations ranging from conspiracy to commit murder to weapons violations, with a possible life sentence hanging over him. He made the shocking decision to work with federal prosecutors and provide testimony against other gang members. His evidence was crucial to the government's case, which resulted in the conviction of numerous important gang members. 6ix9ine's choice to collaborate was greeted with harsh criticism and scrutiny, with many in the hip-hop world and the general public calling him a snitch. His actions spurred a broad discussion about the morality of assisting the police, particularly in the context of hip-hop culture, which frequently places a premium on street cred and loyalty. Even though his sentence was reduced and he was eventually released from prison, 6ix9ine's decision to testify has had a lasting impact on both his personal and professional life, raising issues of forgiveness, redemption, and potential for a return in a field that has largely ignored him. Gunna's case. Sergio Kitchens, popularly known as Gunna, encountered more difficulties during his legal ordeal. Along with other Young Stoner Life (OSL) label members, he was charged in his indictment with being a member of a criminal street gang that engaged in various illicit acts. Compared to 6ix9ine, Gunna's reaction to these accusations was noticeably different. He chose to enter an Alford plea, which meant he did not confess guilt but accepted the possibility of being found guilty based on the evidence. He was able to preserve his innocence and evade a drawn-out trial and possibly harsh punishment thanks to this strategic maneuver. After making his plea, Gunna released a statement outlining his stance and expressing his wish to put more of his attention on his music and charitable endeavors than to think back on his previous relationships. His plea deal, however, elicited conflicting reactions from fans and peers. While some saw it as a practical move in the face of an unwinnable battle, others saw it as a betrayal of the loyalty and principles that hip-hop culture frequently celebrates. Comparative evaluation and wider consequences. Despite having different details, the instances of 6ix9ine and Gunna highlight the delicate balance that exists between street credibility and the workings of the legal system. Within the hip-hop culture, their decisions to collaborate with authorities in various roles have provoked heated discussions about ethics, survival, and loyalty. These conversations go beyond the specific parties involved and touch on more general issues of justice, atonement, and the public role of artists traversing difficult moral and legal terrain. When we consider the paths taken by 6ix9ine and Gunna, it's evident that their narratives serve as both cautionary tales and reflections of the difficulties encountered by artists who straddle the line between notoriety, legality, and social expectations. The responses to their cases provide a window into the ongoing discussion about art, identity, and accountability in the modern day, revealing as much about the ideals and conflicts within hip-hop culture as they do about the individuals themselves. Specific type and degree of collaboration. Not only did 6ix9ine cooperate with the police in great detail, but it also marked a turning point in the legal history of hip-hop musicians. Although it was a calculated attempt to lessen his own sentence, testifying against the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods cost him a great deal in the hip-hop scene. In-depth crime descriptions that directly implicated multiple people in grave acts were provided in his testimony. His degree of cooperation, especially considering that it was broadcast on television and extensively publicized, left him permanently marked as a snitch. This choice had rapid and serious repercussions that damaged not just his reputation among peers and followers, but also his personal safety. Reactions to this comeback to the music industry were divided. Some were drawn to this fame, while others found his betrayal repugnant. Although Gunna's case similarly involved some sort of law enforcement cooperation, it differed significantly in both public perception and the way it was carried out. He accepted the possibility that he would be found guilty under the Alford theory in exchange for a reduced sentence without explicitly acknowledging his own culpability or agreeing to testify against others. Unlike 6ix9ine's experience, this more subdued kind of cooperation did not entail the outright betrayal of close friends, which lessened the negative reaction. The community was nevertheless divided on the deal's ramifications and what it meant for survival and allegiance in the face of legal difficulties. Effect on personal lives, careers, and legal cases. 6ix9ine and Gunna's legal tactics had a significant impact on both their cases and professional outcomes. The fact that 6ix9ine was released from custody after just 2 years demonstrated the possible advantages of working with the authorities, but it also brought with it a number of hazards, such as dangers to his personal safety and difficulties in reviving his music career in the face of intense criticism from the public and business. His story serves as a warning about the personal and professional costs of this kind of cooperation in a field that places a high value on loyalty and street cred. With his plea agreement and subsequent release, Gunna was able to continue his career in a way that 6ix9ine was not able to. Gunna's actions sparked criticism and discussion, but he was able to maintain his standing in the industry and among fans in part because no one publicly testified against him and he handled the situation with caution. His story serves as a reminder of the complex concerns that artists must weigh while juggling their personal freedom, professional goals, and communal expectations. Outro. Finally, the experiences of 6ix9ine and Gunna push us to think critically about the complicated ramifications of survival in the face of hardship and loyalty. They provide an engrossing look into the complexity of celebrity, lawfulness, and morality within the hip-hop culture. We ask you to join the discussion as we consider the many paths these artists have chosen and the reactions they have sparked. What do you think about the way they cooperated with the government and how that affected their public image and career? Comment with your thoughts, like and share our material, and don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking articles that explore the most important topics and fascinating tales from the music business and beyond.